Hi everybody! Today I'm going to tell you some very important things about vitamin D and the sun exposure that I'm sure you didn't know about that. In some preclinical trials, it shows that vitamin D restores the good bacteria in your gut and improves the metabolic disorder. There is an evidence that vitamin D regulates the gastrointestinal inflammation, so people who have higher levels of vitamin D in their blood have lower chances of getting the IBD, the inflammatory bowel diseases like IBS, SIBO, leaky gut, especially Crohn's disease. So deficiencies in vitamin D, and it's reported to cause dysbiosis in your gut microbiome, and it shows to cause colitis. So how does vitamin D do this? So vitamin D actually induces the expression of one gene, which is called antimicrobial peptide, CAMP, which has antimicrobial properties and affects the microbiome and creates homeostasis, balance in your body. So it's maintaining the diversity of your microbiome and making the gut lining being resistant to any damages, any breaking down of its lining, and it's resistant to inflammation, which causes all the diseases. In animal studies, the deficiency in vitamin D has been reported to cause severe colitis. So they tested the mice and they gave dextran sodium sulfate to damage the gut lining and induce to develop colitis. And what they noticed that the mice lose weight and they develop inflammatory cells in the intestinal wall, and then their brain shrinks, and especially that part which is related to memory, and Alzheimer's disease develops. So when they give these animals vitamin D, they become resistant in developing this disease. So people who goes on sun daily, they have reduced 1 in 50 chances of developing Alzheimer's and Parkinson's and MS. Actually, they saw that MS is actually non-existent in the equatorial countries where there is more exposure to the sun. There are other benefits of vitamin D, which we get from the sun, and we get vitamin D from UVB, and from UVA and near infrared we get nitric oxide, which is clearing the blood vessels and reducing the risk of cardiovascular disease. So it's cleaning the blood vessels. This one you cannot get from the vitamin D pill. And also the infrared, the UVA, increases the cytochrome in the mitochondria, which are the energy cells, and this you cannot get from taking a vitamin D pill. You can also only get it from the sun. But you will say now, if we go in the sun, we can get skin cancer or melanoma. But actually, the studies shows that melanoma develops on these parts of the body which are never exposed to the sun. In 1935, there was every 1 in 1,500 people develop melanoma. So after that, after the recommendation to avoid the sun, so the avoidance has been like 90% increased, and the cases of melanoma are increased in 1 in every 50 in 2002. So that's 3,000% increase in melanoma. And the more sunscreen we use, the more melanoma we develop. The people in Australia are #1, so they are using sunscreen, the most sunscreen per person, and they have the highest degree in melanoma cases. So sun actually protects us from melanoma, and because it boosts our immunity and increases the immune system, which are especially compromised in the older people who are avoiding sun exposure. And that's why they develop other diseases from deficiency, vitamin D deficiency actually. So vitamin D also decreases the eczema and psoriasis. Also, it strengthens the bone, makes the bone more strong. So how does it do that? It orders the cells it carries the calcium where it needs to go, into the bones, not into the other organs, like in the kidney and bile. So they make stones in the bile, in the kidney. So vitamin D knows where to send the calcium straight into the bones where it has to go. So they noticed the soldiers who were wearing helmets, their bone density on the head was thicker, and those who didn't wear helmet, they have much more stronger bone in their head. So how much vitamin D do we need daily? From only 20 minutes going out on the sun, we can get 20,000 international units. 20,000. And how much we have in one pill? We have like 4,000, 5,000, which is not enough. And you cannot overdose in vitamin D when you go on sun exposure. The body automatically shuts down, so it stores the extra vitamin D, and because vitamin D is oil soluble, so the body absorbs it when it's in the presence of oil, and that's why they make the capsules, oily. And that's why the vitamin D, which is created from the sun exposure, is stored in the fat cells. So when the body needs it, can take it from there. Vitamin D also increases the dopamine and serotonin, the happiness hormones. And if you stay whole day outside on the sun, it can increase like 800%. It also helps with the eye vision. So the people who are exposed daily on the sun, they have 1 in 6 chance of developing myopia. Myopia is the blurred, reduced vision which we get as we age. So we have to go more and more on the sun exposures so we will not develop these eye vision problems. So don't be afraid of the sun, go outside and enjoy your life and take all the benefits that sun has to give. So that was all I had to tell you about vitamin D. If you find it interesting and informational and educational, you can like my page and follow me. And if you have any comments or questions, you can freely ask me. Okay, bye-bye for now and see you next time.